I'm going to show you how to train your hips to bend instead of using your spine, or if you're in a position where you can't squat down to pick something up, because sometimes, it's just life in objects. They might be in a position where you can't squat, but we need to use our hips to take the stress off of your spine and low back and entire spine to make sure you're not injuring the bones, the ligaments, the discs there. So all you need is a broomstick or some type of stick, a dowel, to test yourself, to have a benchmark of what to feel when you're doing this. So here's how you do it. It's called the hip hinge. And you're going to start, I'm going to back up a little bit here. You're going to start with your feet. You can't see my feet, but you want your feet about hip width to shoulder width apart. And this is all designed to help you learn how to use your hips to bend, not rounding your spine as you do it. Now, if you have a hyperkyphosis, so if you have what's called a hunchback, where it's stuck in that position, this is going to be hard for you to do, but that's why we need to train it, to take the stress off your spine, because it's already on there from the position that it's in and the structure and the posture that it's in. So here's how we do the hip hinge, or train the hip hinge. You put the dowel or stick or broomstick behind your back. And as, again, your feet about shoulder width apart, hip width apart, you're going to take the stick, the broomstick, and it's going to touch your head. It's going to touch your back, your mid-back, like between the shoulder blades, and it's going to touch your butt bone. It's going to go right between your butt cheeks. It's called the sacrum. It's the top of the sacrum, or it's the upper part of your tailbone. And you want it to touch those three spots. Now, if you're in a position where you have the hunchback, if your head has too much forward head posture, have arthritis, or if you've had compression fractures, perhaps, it's going to be hard for you to do that. And you might not be able to get your head back to the stick. It might only touch two of them. It might only touch your, the sacrum, the lower part of your spine and mid back, and not get the head back there. Or it might only touch two of them. We got to just work with what you can. I would say if it can only touch two, make sure it's your mid back and your low back. We want it touching those 2 points. But I'm going to show you how it is touching all three. So that's just the starting point. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to push your butt back. It's not a squat. You're not squatting down. You're pushing your hips, your butt back. So think of maybe a countertop or something right here, and you're creating separation between you and whatever that is. So it's just like this. And while you do that, you want to make sure you keep all 3 points on the stick, or the stick on all 3 points, the head, the mid back, and then the lower part on the sacrum. So if you can't do that, if you're rounding too much, or if your head posture is too far forward, remember, just keep it on those 2 points, the low back, or the sacrum, it's called. It's part of the pelvis, and then the mid back. Keep it on those 2 points as you go back. You don't want it going off and just ending up on one of those points. This is to train that hip hinge. And where this comes into play is, think about all the activities you do during the day where you're bending down, not necessarily lifting. You could be washing your hands. You could be emptying the dishwasher, picking up toys, or picking up things off the floor where you're not squatting down to pick them up. If you're a golfer, picking your ball up out of on the green or out of the cup, you're using these types of hip hinge. Lifting up and down the toilet seat, getting things out of the fridge, or something that's down below. So this is where the training comes in, that you want to train the big muscles of the hips to do the job that they're intended to do, that they're designed to do, and take the stress off of your spine. So that's a great way to do it. It's a test, it's an exercise, it's a training tool to make sure that you're taking the stress off your spine. You're being your own guarantee for your spine, your health, and your life. if you need more help, if you need more direction, if you want to find out, okay, why is your posture so bad? Why is your mobility uh, so bad? Why is it hard for you to get up and down off a chair? Click the link below. We'll get set up for a posture mobility assessment, and we'll get you on your way to being your own guarantee.